Welcome back, guys. I'm Valen.
And I'm Theo.
And today we're watching SHINee Love Like Oxygen music video.
You know, something really funny about this song here is that this is apparently a cover which was originally created by a Danish X Factor winner.
Yeah.
Like essentially a guy called Martin Hilgaard, I believe his name is in Danish. And he won X Factor and he got like a music career after that, and that's super awesome. And that is just really funny because I'm Danish. And I never heard about him.
No.
It's so embarrassing, guys. I'm not that much into Danish pop. I never have, and probably a lot of you guys can relate. You know, probably you know like a bunch about Korean pop, maybe American pop, what have you, but maybe not that much about your own domestic pop industry.
Exactly.
And I kind of feel like that too.
Yeah, same.
But this is crazy.
This is crazy because I was looking for this song because I was like, it's like their title track of their first ever album.
And it's a Danish song.
It's crazy.
Yeah, that is
what's
so
happening. So let's do it.
Let's do it, guys. But before we begin, make sure to like the video if you enjoy our content and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of us. And last but certainly not least, we already have so much SHINee content over on Patreon, and I sure do mean a lot because SHINee is such an incredible group and has been such an incredible group within the K-pop industry for such a long time. So obviously we got to cover them in depth, not only here on YouTube but also over on Patreon. We got album reaction and reviews over on Patreon. We're beginning with their variety content as well. We also got concert performances over on Patreon, live performances, dance performances, and so much more SHINee content is also available over on Patreon because they are so cool, especially their concert performances. Like, I love diving into that part of SHINee. It is such an incredible part, and they're so theatrical and talented. So of course we also got to cover them over on Patreon. And there's actually new SHINee content coming out over on Patreon basically every single week currently. So if you want to check that out, then make sure to head on over to Patreon. That is also the best way to support the channel, since we wouldn't be able to make any of these videos without all of our amazing supporters over on Patreon. Nonetheless, everyone, let's do it.
1, 2, 3.
Let's do it. The quality here is really giving some vintage vibes. Very funky, okay.
달콤한 동물 퍼지듯 하얗게 얼어붙은 내 오랜 상처가 너의 가슴 속 깊게 퍼져도 잡은 듯 할 때 파고드는 그롬에 비는 날카로운 산소 같은 넌난 너만
Why have I heard this before?
Right?
But the SHINee version though.
Yeah, I feel like I heard this with
in
the SHINee version.
Some capacity, I wouldn't be surprised because again, like we've covered so many live performances by SHINee. It would make sense that they would include such a formative song in their discography.
And this is good actually. I like the song.
Yeah, this is a cool song.
It's a cool song.
Very funky. It's got a bit of that Michael Jackson vibe as well. No auto-tune either.
It's 2008.
Exactly. Like back in 2008, like pop music had the vast majority of pop music did not have any auto-tune on it.
It did not.
And you would really notice it at the time. That was essentially when it was first like moving into the pop industry.
Yeah.
So yeah, this has like no vocal processing on it in terms of pitch correction. Obviously it's still compressed and equalized and everything else. There's reverb, there's delay, there's everything along these lines. It's been saturized. I can keep on going. It's insane how many processes a vocal actually goes through for it to sound like a commercial pop record, but it doesn't have any tuning on it. No. And it sounds super cool.
That's SHINee.
이 부드러운 산소
I really like the song actually.
It's so this era.
It's so this era, and
It
sounds
is, man.
kind of melancholic, but at the
getcha.
same time,
It has a little bit of
vibey.
melancholy.
I don't know. I just love these types of songs.
Yeah.
I love these types of vibes, like songs that is like with beautiful voice.
I mean,
and
it
kind
fits-
of vibey and dancey, but at the same time, it's kind of like low and kind of like down there. I don't know. I
It
love
sounds
it.
very SHINee.
Yeah,
That's
very
for
down.
sure. And I see elements of these types of songs being carried over into SHINee's more contemporary discography, which is kind of
100%.
interesting because SHINee got way more creative control throughout their career. They started becoming more influential when it came to being songwriters,
Exactly.
lyricists, producers, what have you. But again, despite not being involved in the production of this song in any capacity, I mean, it's literally a cover, right? You can still hear some of these sounds in their current discography.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's because their own like musical journey was obviously also shaped by the music that they were performing at the time.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. I would think like that.
A Danish man somehow had a role in that. That's funny.
That's so funny.
열같던 나의 진심은 얼음 같던 유혹 달콤했던 눈물 아름답게 날 죽음으로 산소 같은 넌난 너만 들이쉬며 다시 내 뱉을
So
수 없어
so young.
이 잔인한 고통 속에 내가 죽어가고 있잖아
These like
Oh,
synthetic
I love that high
guys,
note.
these like synthetic kind of string hits are so this era too.
So ding.
That is like entire. I'm pretty sure it's entirely synthetic.
It has kept going until now. They can sometimes use the ding, ding, like Dua Lipa.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
a bunch
because
of
Dua
songs.
Lipa also has a lot of these kind of funk
Yeah,
influences
exactly.
in a lot of
Even
her
Lisa's
discography.
new song, there's a bunch of things. It's funny.
Sure.
Some people here and there they take it.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
put
yeah.
this like sound.
Honestly, from a production perspective, I would say that the element within this song that, apart from just like the mixing and the lack of auto tune, apart from those two elements, the other element that really screams this era is this pad. Listen to it, especially if you're wearing earphones, that is coming from your left ear, right? That synthesizer sound just screams this era. I never hear synthesizers like that being used in contemporary music, not even contemporary funk. That was so this era. Just
Okay.
listen to
Which
it.
one? Which one?
Just listen to it on your left ear.
잔인한 고통 속에
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, listen. Oh yeah.
That is so
Yeah, I
this
don't
era.
hear that anymore.
This outro rap is so cool.
Yeah.
You hear it, right?
Yeah, I hear it.
갈수록 짙어 산소 같은 내게
To dance. So.
Hey.
산소 같은 내게 너
Oh, bro. It
That's fun,
actually a bop.
Well, it's interesting again
Dang.
how this song was entirely bought, right? This was not an in-house production, neither by SM nor by SHINee themselves. But apart from that, it still fits within
It
SHINee's
just fits
discography.
with them.
That's
It
probably why
fits.
they also gave it to SHINee.
Exactly.
You know, at the end of the day,
It's like you.
yeah,
If it fits you, you have to sing it.
it has some real SHINee soul
Damn.
because I think it's also the era because
Yeah.
like this is when like SHINee really was getting big, what have you. If this same song had been given to EXO, it wouldn't work because EXO just like had their coming, but it's also an era thing.
It's an era.
This is when SHINee was
This
really
is
like
4
popping.
years before the EXO even debuted.
Exactly.
Yeah,
so
yeah,
if they
it's
were
very
gonna
different.
do it, it would inevitably have a different sound
Sound.
because music had a lot of evolution in those years.
Exactly.
Right.
Every year was different. Yeah.
Vocally, awesome.
Awesome.
Obviously, everyone
Yeah.
did a great job.
That ending was perfect. I love it.
I also like how Minho actually got to sing.
Yeah.
Like he didn't only just rap here at the end. He also
He
got
sings
his
a
own
little
singing
bit,
parts.
yeah.
Yeah, because he's a great singer.
I love when they let him sing because he is a
Yeah.
good singer. He is a good.
There's nobody within SHINee that is a detriment to the group from a vocal
Not at
perspective.
all. Not at
Everyone got it down.
Yes.
Obviously, there's like different people who have like a different cadence.
Oh yeah, but that's good.
I mean, Junghyun was like probably the most lead vocalists, I
Yes.
would say, when it came to like doing like crazy vocal runs and stuff like that.
Yeah, he
within the
stands
group.
out a lot with his voice.
Sure, he also just has a very unique cadence. I, for the most part, like it. Sometimes, for me personally, I know that's a very controversial thing to say. I
Yeah.
feel like it can get a little bit
A lot of people
too
don't.
different from the rest of the vocal cadences within the group, and he can also not do that at times. But that's like my only like critique of it. But it's never to an extent where I'm like, oh my god, I can't listen to this at
No,
all.
no,
It's
never.
never to that extent
Never.
at all, right?
But his voice is a little bit different. It's,
Yeah,
It's different to the other ones.
Right.
But at the same time, I think that's what.
Well.
That's what I like in a way too.
Well, it's a very cool thing for SHINee to have.
Exactly.
Because it also sets them apart.
Exactly.
And they have this like totally different element and just like a really talented singer
Yeah,
for that matter.
exactly.
Because that's what he is. I mean, he's an incredibly talented
Definitely.
singer. He's super passionate and just cool. So
Yes.
there's nothing about that, that's for sure. Apart from that, yeah, the music video here,
I love the dance.
This is
The
like a
music video was so simple.
Right.
Very simple.
It would be so interesting to know if they still have the source files for this. Like, could they potentially re-export this video in higher quality?
But they have remastered a bunch of stuff. Hopefully they do with this.
Some remasters I feel like are kind of bad though, like because it's
They don't remaster the audio.
that's one thing, but I also just feel like it gets like AI upscaled essentially.
Really?
That's
No,
how I feel
never
like some
noticed.
of them become
Oh, yeah?
essentially AI upscaled, and that doesn't really work for me. And a lot of the
No, I
time,
agree.
I prefer just like the old version. But if they have the source files or any like
They could do
actually good way to upscale it, this video would be really cool to
Exactly.
see in an upscaled way because it's
Yeah.
so that era.
So that era.
So seeing it in like
Colors, everything.
right, so
Yeah.
seeing it in like better quality would be crazy.
Exactly.
That would be
Yes.
super cool. Apart from that, really fun song, very SHINee.
Yes.
But I could also
It
see a
fits them.
Danish singer do that at the time
Yeah.
because like this type of funk was big.
Well, now that it's
in
like
Europe.
it got into my brain, I actually want to hear the actual original song.
Yeah, we gotta check out.
We're gonna check it out, definitely.
We have to check that
I
out.
will, I
Big
will.
shout out to Martin Hilko, I believe his name is.
For a
Big shout out
buff
to
right
you.
here. It's a buff.
Yeah, man, you had an impact on SHINee, which is like one of the
Damn.
biggest K-pop groups of all time.
That
So
says a lot.
that is too cool, man.
Yeah.
And also, if you listen to this, I apologize for calling you the X Factor singer, but you know that's where you had your comings up, I guess. Obviously,
Exactly.
everybody starts somewhere, and
Exactly.
then they move on from there. And I mean, who doesn't want to get a record label or record deal and everything? So
Right.
it's awesome, and you
It's
also got
awesome.
to do this. So big shout out to you if you 0.1% chance happen to watch this. Anyhow, everyone. Thank you so much for watching the video. Like the video if you enjoy our content. Comment down below what you thought about our commentary, our reaction, review, analysis of Love Like Oxygen, performed by SHINee. And last but not least, make sure to head on over to Patreon and check out all our SHINee content over there. There's basically new SHINee content coming out over on Patreon every single week. So if you want to check that out, then make sure to head on over to Patreon. There's so much stuff over there. That's also the best way to support the channel. And if nothing else, see you in the next one.
Bye guys, take care.
Annyeong. Bye guys. Take care.